Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Crossfire right here on your number one station for Talk 95.1 Nigeria Info FM Abuja. It's 6:15 a.m. Time to get into what the newspaper headlines are saying for today, the 6th day in the month of February 2025.
Hot and fresh off the press, these are the front pages.
Today we're going to be taking a look at the Vanguard newspapers, the Punch newspapers, the Daily Trust newspapers, and This Day newspapers. Remember that these headlines are published by these media houses and have nothing to do with Nigeria Info. Let's get started with the Vanguard newspapers. On the front page, experts warn of dangers as Tinubu jerks up 2025 budget to 54.2 trillion naira. Asset declaration. Tinubu must tell Nigerians the source of his wealth. You'll find a story on the Vanguard newspapers. Forex trading. CBN to suspend license of airing BDCs and banks. Electoral fraud. Court sentences Varsity Don Professor Uduk to 3 years in jail. Police launch manhunt for killers of Rivers Stadium's CSO and son. Fire kills 17 in Zamfara school. Ned Nwoko to Delta State's governor. You are not welcome to APC. Tinubu seeks Senate's approval to sack 3 recs. Obasa, Tinubu unable to meet GAC members. Miranda remains Lagos Assembly Speaker. Oshomile insists retired generals connive with foreigners to steal solid minerals. Igodalo versus Okpebolo, INEC tenders Edo governorship poll result before tribunal. Alarm as cartels target teenage girls for organ harvesting. Oil producers divert 500,000 BPD meant for local refineries, and that's according to Petron. Police recover stolen phones from tricycle thieves in Delta. 13-year-old pupil arrested for threatening schoolmates with father's gun. And this happened in Eket. Reckless truck driver remains LASMA officer in Lagos. And that'll be a good place to leave it right here on the Vanguard newspapers. And now let's take a look at what the front page of the Punch newspapers are saying. A cover story here says 54 trillion naira budget. Experts divided over raise. FG adds 4.5 trillion naira Greek infrastructure funds. Senate collates data on Nigerians abroad. Plans to reverse Jagba. Dangote Refinery. FCCPC differ as NNPCL insists on fuel imports. Ganduje welcomes Nwoko into APC, vows to capture Delta. Federal judge blocks Trump's birthright citizenship ban. Excessive government spending undermining monetary policy, says MPC member. DECO tasks NFF to secure 2026 World Cup tickets. Tinubu demands school safety as fire kills 17 in Zamfara school. PDP Secretary Wike Camp kicks as BOT backs governors. Nigeria's security remains a priority, says Tinubu. And finally, on the Punch, FRSC recovers 73 stolen vehicles in 2024. These and more you'd find on the Punch newspapers this morning. A top story on the front page of the Daily Trust says CBN restricts BDCs to $25,000 FX weekly, one dealer bank. Shatima, how debt can be transformed into economic assets. Court to rule on NNPCL's objection against Dangote refinery suit. Reps inaugurate committee on Southeast Development Commission. Professor Maji meets NEDC MD Ahid ahead of Northwest Development Commission takeoff. Students burnt alive as fire breaks out in Zamfara school. Tinubu jacks up 2025 budget from 49.7 trillion to 54.2 trillion naira. 2025 Hajj, NACON extends payments to February 10. And finally, on the Daily Trust, NNPP kicks as a Nebonam-led faction elects new NWC members. And a final stop this morning will be This Day newspapers. On the front page, Tinubu increases 2025 budget from 49.7 to 54.2 trillion naira. Senator Nwoko defects to APC, laments PDP crisis. House directs NCC to investigate illegal linking of NIN by telecom operators. Petroan backs ban on exportation of crude oil allocated to local refineries. Tinubu signs a Federal Varsity of Environmental Tech Ogoni Bill into law. FG alerts Nigerians activate emergency measures following Ebola outbreak. Shatima, Nigeria must utilize public debt for infrastructure development. Mo Abudu unveils Niger Creates in London, gets VP Shatima's backing. History as Dangote refinery exports 2 cargoes of jet fuel to Saudi Aramco. Nasarawa secures $160,000 grant to develop climate investment platform. Akwa Ibom, Eno, Akpabio, and politics of 2027. Stakeholders fight for soul of PDP not abating soon. And finally, on This Day newspapers, Okonkwo, I'll prioritize security, economic growth if elected Anambra governor. And that's as much as we can take on the This Day newspapers. Time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call are 0700-951-0000, 0809-597-4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch live on Facebook and on YouTube as well, and drop your comments as you do. Oludade Abiodun on WhatsApp says, good morning. Why is the federal government jacking up the budget? We hardly see the impact of budgets in Nigeria. We're not serious yet. We'll go on a very quick break for the commercials, and when we return, the newspaper headlines continues.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Beat the drop with Coke Studio. Buy a Coke and stand a chance to win a trip to South Africa, streaming vouchers, VIP festival tickets, and more. Grab your glass bottles, just scan the QR code on the Coke poster and input the code under the white crown. Or grab your plastic bottles, scan the QR code on the label and input the code under the white cap to win prizes instantly. Fanta, Sprite, and Schweppes are in on the fun too. Approved by FCCPC and NLRC. T's and C's apply.
Let me ask you a question. What holds you back when you wake up each morning? Is it the uncertainty of how the day will unfold? And as the day goes on, what makes your heart race? Is it the quiet fear that maybe you're not doing enough? And when it's evening, is it the longing for just a little more time? Whatever it is, remember, challenges don't define you, but how you rise to meet them. Staying connected to your dreams, that's how you break free from limits. Get unlimited data plus up to 6-hour battery backup to keep you connected without interruptions on Airtel 4G 5G Smart Connect. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to find out more. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
My kids love tasty snacks, but many snacks are not so good for them. That's why I love the new Milo Anna snacks.
We love it, Mom.
Yes, it's a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
So, pack Milo and snacks in their lunchbox every day to help your kids refuel at break time and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the newspaper headlines right here on your number one station for talk, 95.1 Nigeria Info. We're taking your reactions to the newspaper headlines. The numbers once again to call 0700-951-0000, 0809-597-4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Good morning.
Good morning, sis.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Mrs. Omega. So a professor was sentenced to prison for assisting an individual or a political party with the election. The question I want to ask, listening to opinions, I just say, let me just hold my peace first. The question I want to ask is, just like bribery and corruption, there must be somebody that is willing to offer and the person that is willing to take. Now, it's all about the professor. Where is the individual that the professor assisted? If we want to get it right, we should do the needful. What is the needful? The people that do buy votes and the people that give them the money, when you catch the person that is buying food, that person is a lesser evil. Get the person that sent that person to do it. Because I think one of the major problems we have in Nigeria that we are moving forward, we are still underdeveloped, is we have to do with our election. Once we get it right, the right people are there, just like traditional period that they will say, Mrs. Omega, they will gather money, let us send our daughter to represent us. But now you are the one that want to represent yourself. Once we get it right, my sister, you know that you are there to serve the people, not to serve yourself and your nuclear family.
Right.
So, all right, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Joseph Omagala. Right now, I'm calling from Kwagwa.
Go ahead.
The issue of budget. Let me get a clear and stand. Let them take the work, make we see where they take the money do. And the issue of politicians, when they dedicate one to another, let them continue now. One day, we will go back and go stop. You see this slide, there's nothing to this slide, they are moving themselves. All of them is captive, all of them are PTP. They don't have to come to another part to make their right. You see this slide is that anybody who wants your hand right, it's your right. All of them, they go forward till they fight for the line. I agree with all the listeners this morning. Salasi, Abubakar, Momisi, all of them agreed this morning. Good morning.
All right. Thank you. And good morning to you as well. Good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Sonny.
It's Gabriella. Good morning.
I'm Gabriella, sorry. Good morning.
Welcome.
Maskman calling from Apple.
Go ahead.
Shetima, how debts can become an economic resource. I wonder how that can be done. He is there to lead us. He has people who are looking up to him as looking at him as idol. Let them transform the debt we are owing now, because by now I'm very, very sure each citizen of this country will be owing nothing less than 500,000 naira by the time we split our debt to everybody. And many people cannot even boast of 5,000 in their account, and this money were borrowed in their name. What were the money used for? These people are not seeing it. And they are telling us how debt can become an economic resource. We still have more than 2 years. Let him do it. Let us see. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Maxman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
My name is Gabriella Victor from this Alagi.
Welcome. Go ahead.
I want to advise PDP point blank that they should go on a 3-year political sabbatical leave to put their house in order. Presently, that party is nationalized, and I don't think they have anything to offer Nigeria. The past is hunting that party. So within that 3 years, let them go for fasting and prayer. And let them apologize for Nigeria for political legacy, political corruption, and economic corruption that this present APC is following. So they don't have anything to offer Nigeria. So they should stop wasting their time.
So will fasting and prayer solve the problem? Do you think that will bring about the answer that we're seeking?
That party committed financial crime and economic crime against them for 50 years. So if they go into the next election with a divided house, it will be a political disaster for them, and they are going to meet their final political waterloo. And
all right,
let them go. Let them go for sabbatical leave. They don't have, because if they go into the next election, it will be a political disaster. Thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Let's take some comments. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. On Facebook, Evans Mega says, I want to ask, who asked for the approval to sack these 3 wrecks? He's asking that from Ako. It's the president of Nigeria. I think that was stated in the headline on some of the newspapers that we took this morning. Chiemeka G. Edwin says, good morning from Mabushi in Abuja. Good morning to you as well. Anthony Megonu, good morning. Thank you for watching us live. Mwanza John Lasisi from Buhari says, Tinubu must tell us the source. Wow. It says Tinubu must tell us the source of his wealth. I differ myself from that. We all know he is a businessman. Why asking him the source of his wealth? Go and ask all the career politicians that have no other job. Okwando Obina says, what is behind the urge by the president sacking those wrecks? Nigerian democracy is on the brink of collapse. Ganduje and its APC are busy looking for states to forcefully grab when under their noses, Nigerians under them are collapsing and becoming a shame. Ganduje, please do the needful and leave selfishness alone is what Okwando Obina says. Still on Facebook, Yarda Citric, good morning. Thank you for watching us live. All right, Ali Ruben Amazer says, jacking up of the budget without visible results is the worst subversive decision in the nation's history. This economic team by the president leaves nothing much to be desired. He sent this in from Church Road in Suleja. All right, let's get back to the phone lines now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. It's an calling from Niger State. I think Mr. President should tell us the reason why he got the project. You really need to know. You understand? And for the return of the tax that we reject the year, I think he joined against the APC to 2019 against our Senate president. But so they are saying they should tell us the reason why this man went to jail and how to keep his charge. You understand? So that we understand. And for someone he said the right thing. They should come out and defend this. So that the general, the star generals, and behind the insecurity in Nigeria. I keep why here, that government school to me, that is best to do. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
All right. I was struggling to make out what you were saying, but I think I got the crux of your contribution this morning. So thank you for sharing regardless. Let's get on WhatsApp now. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there?
Princess, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's about Sanjo calling you from Amali, Niger State.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Tinubu must declare his assets. I don't know, a president that comes for almost 2 years. That is today that some of you Nigerians want to know his assets. We have had what Najana 2. Not even at what Najana 2 has been said. We all know since 2006. Although we were young, we don't know where the source of that money came from. But Nigerians keep silent as if the educated is not there, the education is not there. For all that in the whole Africa, or the whole world, I think Nigerian is the highest professor that we have in this country. But all our professorship, all our educations are for what? Are for what to eat. We don't ask questions. We don't care to ask questions. That is why the country is going like this. Everybody is keeping quiet. Why? Because everybody want to chop money. Everybody want to chop money. But we forgot that at the end, what will be the question when God will ask you and me, why do you allow Nigerian to go down like this? One person is misleading Nigerian. One person is making Nigerian in the heart pain. Nigerian too, remain a heart woman, a woman that has a capacity, a woman that speaks when men are dying. We need women like Esther. That is Nigerian too. In the Bible, Nigerian too has become Esther in the Bible.
All right.
Has become, in fact, Nigerian too, God bless your heart.
All right.
May your day be long. Thank you.
Thank you as well for sharing your thoughts. We'll take one more call and get to the messages. Good morning. Hello, are you there?
Good morning, guys. I know that to speak on radio.
Good morning.
Good morning, sis. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So your line is breaking. I'm not sure why that is happening, but I cannot hear what you're saying.
Even now?
Let's try that again. Go ahead.
Okay, I think it's quite unfortunate we keep listening our children to the act of negligence, act of carelessness of people in power. How can we lose 70 children? And there can be accident can happen at any time. But I want to tell you that if you are poor, if you are enough, there are some things we can prevent from happening. It's very disheartening that our yet here don't be bad on the citizens of Nigeria. I'm not happy with what is happening in Nigeria, that we keep on losing our students. Our future to of carelessness is quite
okay. This is not working. I can't hear you clearly, but you may want to call us back. Let's take some comments on WhatsApp. You can send your messages to our WhatsApp number 080-999-30137. This one here says, good morning. I am Comrade Ode Warner from Guandara. On the issue of the toll gates, I went to Lafia yesterday and it was not a good experience. This is another form of suffering. They do not collect cash. If you do not have an ATM card, you are on your own. And those that their cards declined had to be there for them to try again, and therefore it caused a lot of hold up. Something needs to be done. Mwaza John Lasese from Buhari says the federal government should secure our schools. We should stop playing games with the lives of innocent citizens, is what Mwaza says. Let's see. Good morning, Gabby. Court, jail, university done for 3 years imprisonment. So what then happens to the declared result? On Tinubu sacking 3 recs. Maybe they are not loyal. I can see the future plans for 2027 polls. As a text from Masaka sent that message in. And this one here says, Tinubu jacks up this year's budget by 5 trillion naira. Hope it's not more money for the boys. If you know, then you understand. St. Jude from Gogalada sent that one in. Hafsat says, Tinubu increases budget. We're hoping for the best. And Dangote made a very good move. We need more awareness on Ebola outbreak. That's from Hafsat. Good morning to you. There is no name on this message. I'm not sure who that is from. Anyway, moving on. This says, if fighting insecurity remains your priority, kindly send our soldiers into the bush, because all these criminals always come out of the bush to commit the atrocity and go back into the bush for ransom. Please help us secure Nigerians, because people can no longer sleep with your 2 eyes closed. Opulent from Buhari sent that one in. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning. Hello, good morning. You need to move away from your device.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Welcome.
Yeah. My name is Barry. I'm calling you from Kubwa.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Please, I wanted to report something happened yesterday afternoon.
At where?
At D-Day Junction.
Okay.
Please, I want government to hear this, and so I believe that some people are there yesterday afternoon. This, I'm coming out from a D-Day Junction yesterday without a bridge. Then I now saw people gathered. What happened? And I saw one girl, at least 15 or 17 years old. What happened to her? They say trailer crushed that girl. Crushed his head to death. Then Okada, they said the Okada carried the girl. They wanted to dodge motor, dodge. That it's like the girl fear. He now fell down. Then they fell down, now the Okada run. Then that's how the trailer just crushed the girl head yesterday. Please, I wanted the government to do something for that big junction. You know, that lane, that service lane. The way motor just take over that lane, a car can, when they block, everywhere they will block. Small car will start horn before they will leave, before they will park. Then big motor can't even follow that service lane again, because everywhere they have blocked. Innocent girl, that's how they just died yesterday. If you went that road now, not everywhere blocked here. The way this ties is park on that road. Plenty problem on that road every day, every week.
All right.
I saw this one yesterday, nobody's doing me anything. I saw it with my eye.
All right.
But later on, I now saw two police before they carry this girl inside car yesterday to hospital.
All right, thank you. Thank you for
do something in that road.
Thank you for bringing that up this morning. That's a very sad situation. It's just the start of the year. Nobody needs to lose their lives before the government does what is needful. So please, that should be looked into. Let's see. We have quite a number of comments. On Facebook, good morning to you, Jaspazi Zomo, Samuel A. Day from Lugbe. Good morning as well to you, Christian A.G. Keme Onyishi says declaring of assets is a distraction. Oki Ibrahim says, good morning. How can all the elders and high personalities in the PDP or allow only Wike to be used to collapse the party? All right. Let's see. James Kieme says, good morning. PDP is better than the current party and they are coming back, is what he says. Let's quickly take a look at the messages on YouTube. Hafsat Mwazu, also watching live on YouTube. Good morning. Mohammed Mahmood says, AEDC has increased the tariff again. What is our offense in this, in voting this administration? I am just asking. And Mohammed Wambai says, condolences to the families of those children that lost their lives in the fire outbreak that happened in Kara Namoda in Zamfara State. It's very unfortunate and totally avoidable. Rest in peace to them, is what Wambai says. And on WhatsApp, we do have quite a number of messages. This here says, good morning, Gabby. Where is Mr. Paul from Lokogoma? We're missing your input, and that's from Musa Baba from Rafin Sangi in Suleja. This says, good morning, Gabriella. My condolences to the families of the children that lost their lives in the school fire incident. This calls for the need to reactivate the abandoned modern schools initiated by during the Jonathan era. As for the PDP, let those asking for the party to apologize also atone for their own personal sins in life. PDP is not Nigeria's problem. Ola, the Indomitable, sent that in. Thank you for sharing. Big Willie, a.k.a. Go to Court from Kubwa, says, the simple technical definition of inflation is too much money chasing few goods. So with Nigeria's inflation presently at 34% and the budget jacked up to 50 trillion naira, Nigerians should brace up for hard times in the future. No wonder an MPC member complained this morning the government's extravagant spending is the reason the MPC policies are not working. Brace up for hard times, people, because you haven't seen anything yet. Big Willie sent that in from Kubwa. Good morning to you, Nam from Kubwa as well. And this one says, like I have imagined before, Nigeria is an organization that needs an experienced general manager. With all the natural resources we have, yet we still borrow. What type of manager do we have? Solomon from Kubwa says. And this says, good morning. Who's the cap fit to rule Nigeria? Who's the messiah that Nigerians are expecting? Warake Iyadon Owake is asking those questions. And this here says, let whoever thinks education is unnecessary embrace ignorance. I finally heard the word forgotten. The jerking up of the budget is a win for the graft. Did you hear the tragedy in Zamfara? The North always moves on. They hardly mention. That's from Prince Okifo in Lugbe. All right. We have tons of messages here, but let's get back to the phone lines. 080-999-30137. You can call on there. And you can also send a message on WhatsApp, the same number. The numbers to call is 080-597-4869 or 070-0951 0000. Let's take a few more messages on Facebook, on our Facebook live stream. Let's see. Obunike Paul says the INEC chair is not sacked. Failed instructions is what he says. Steve-O Jato says, good morning. What I discovered from this APC-led government is that since from the previous to the present, the more the budget increases, the more the hunger and hardship increases too. Does this mean that they lack good economic advisors, or they are channeling the money to other places for their own use? We are watching them. And as for Ned Nwoko's defection, I don't blame him. People would always go where there is something to share. And he sent that in from Airport Road. Dr. Mrs. Umar Libera from Owerri says, killings hither and thither, so life is no longer sacred and precious, so blood is no longer costly. Insecurity is a man's worst enemy. The basic responsibility of government is security of its own citizens. Any government that cannot live up to this is not a viable one. A country is failed when instruments of war are available to individuals and robbers outweigh those in military and police armories. Let government rise up and be proactive in giving us security, as we can't continue losing precious lives of our people in the most gruesome manner. Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Umar Olibera, for sharing that this morning. All right, we'll take a few comments on WhatsApp. Sadly, the phone lines are jamming, and so the calls aren't coming through, but let's see. We can take a few more messages on WhatsApp and then we'll wrap this up. Good morning, Angel Gabriella. This message reads, I want to ask, why are Nigerians not shouting about new electoral reforms? Are we going to allow this INEC as constituted today that conducted the 2023 general elections to do same to conduct the 2027 elections? Can we bring up former reforms that can actually make the INEC independent by removing the appointment of the INEC chairman from the executive arm of government? Are we going to allow these distractions to continue before we are all of a sudden facing 2027 elections? Donald from Gwarimpa shared that. And this says, okay, so Big Willie sent another message saying, it's not you haven't seen nothing yet, it's you ain't seen nothing yet. Please read it like an American slang. Okay, there you have it. I hope that suffices. A final comment here says, good morning. Where are the people that were jumping and celebrating that they are in charge of the country? Mrs. Jeremy from Kubwa is asking that question. Well, this is a good place to leave it right here on the newspaper review. Thank you to everyone who called and to all the messages we received on Facebook, on YouTube. We can keep the conversation going on our socials. So share these videos to your friends on social media. Let the conversations continue and you can continue to respond to the conversations as we go. We'll take a very quick commercial break, and when we return, we'll get right into the lead for today. Don't go away.
This is Morning Crossfire.
We must not play politics with security.
This is Nigeria Info.